I did not get punched. It is literally just a birthmark. Please don't hit anyone or punish anyone. I'm fine. I get asked why I don't remove my birthmark on a daily basis, and honestly, I just love it. It makes me me. I have no problem with it, and if someone has a problem with it, they shouldn't be in my life. Contrary to your comment, I don't have textured skin. I actually was born with a vascular birthmark called a port wine stain that's caused by a gene mutation, and essentially what it is excess blood in the malformed blood vessels on my face. My birthmark is extremely light right now because I had to have 2 surgeries this year, which is incredibly common for most people with a vascular birthmark. Here's a photo of what surgery can look like on a vascular birthmark, and rather than making comments like this that are completely unnecessary and do not have anything to do with what's actually wrong with my skin, I encourage you to stay curious and ask questions. Port wine stain birthmarks are something that form while you're in the womb, so it's not going to be something that's going to spread all over my body or change really during my lifetime. The only difference that I've had during my life is obviously your face grows from the time you're a baby, so it did move a little bit on my face, but it stayed the same birthmark, if that makes sense. Hope that helps. Actually, the reason behind me wearing makeup is not to cover my birthmark. Maybe when I was like 13, but I just wear makeup to get ready in the morning like every other woman does. I would say if I have to break it down, I typically wear makeup like 70% of the time just because I like the way it looks and I'm very feminine and girly, and that's who I am.
I think it's really cool. I think she looks really cool with that birthmark on her face, and she's like obviously embracing it, as she should. It's a natural thing. It's not like she asked for it, and it's not like she doesn't want it. Like, she's had the opportunity to maybe remove it, but she doesn't want it. And I like her confident. Like, you can just tell she seems really confident in it, and that's amazing. Because some people might have like birthmarks on their face or like a mole, and they don't like feel confident, and they don't really know anyone. So when they see a person like that on the internet, they're like, oh thank God, like, I'm not on my own.
When I was a kid, bullying was definitely an issue, but as I've become an adult, I actually realized that adults are worse than kids because adults make assumptions and kids just ask questions. I'm not bullied on a daily basis, but I definitely get looked at and get some annoying comments, especially from weird, creepy guys. But what can you do? My skin feels exactly like everyone else's. It doesn't hurt. When you poke it, it doesn't hurt, but I do have to be really careful with my sun exposure and taking care of my skin. As far as bullying, absolutely. But you know, my parents drilled in my head from a very young age that I am this way for a reason and there's nothing you can do about it. I could explore laser treatment if I wanted. I did have 6 when I was younger, but I don't feel the need to change myself for anybody else, purely because that would be cosmetic. If something did come up, maybe I would explore it, but bullying did happen and it still happens all the time today, but I just preach to love yourself and embrace who you are. Thanks for your question.
And she's just basically saying, like, you know, if you don't like it, then you're not meant to be in my life, which is absolutely a valid point.
I've always loved my birthmark. I think my parents did a really good job of teaching me confidence growing up. I like to wear makeup just to express myself, not to cover it, but it does come in handy for days where I just am not feeling as confident. I definitely dealt with bullying and whatnot, and it's still an issue to this day, but I always love it. The short answer to your question is yes, and I have a piece of ice to show you just that. So right now I'm comfortable and warm, and then when I have this piece of ice and I put it on my birthmark, you can see that it gets darker instantly. It's one of my favorite fun facts about vascular birthmarks and just shows how different they are from regular birthmarks. My fun fact of the day, I have a piece of pineapple ice, I have a vascular birthmark on my face, and whenever it gets hot or cold, it changes colors. Isn't that cool?
I like her confidence. I love it. And you know, how she could put a piece of ice on it and it changes colour. She's so cool. And again, like, it's just so nice to see, like, you know, how I have a birthmark on my thigh, and I think it's like a normal one, but she says the same, like, you know, people have different birthmarks, and bullying, and like adults are the worst when it comes to bullying, which does not surprise me. But kids, it must be difficult as well when you grow up, when you're like in a room full of people and you don't look like everyone else. But yeah, I think she just looks really cool and she rocks it, and I love her confidence, I really do. I think it's really empowering for other people, not just women, men who have similar like birthmarks on their face.
Thanks for watching StoryTrender. Don't forget to like and follow.